I now ask you to welcome our best of breeds into the ring, led off by the Akita, the Boston Terrier, and the Bulldog. The Canaan Dog, the Chow Chow, the Dalmatian, the French Bulldog, the German Spitz Klein, the German Spitz Mittel, the Japanese Akita Inu, the Japanese Shiba Inu, the Japanese Spitz, the Kazon, the Lhasa Apso, the miniature Schnauzer, the miniature Poodle, the standard Poodle, and now the toy Poodle, the Schipperke, the Schnauzer, the Shar Pei, the Shih Tzu, the Tibetan Spaniel, and finally the Tibetan Terrier. I now hand you over to Bob Gregory for the commentary.
Thank you very much, Graham. Welcome here to the utility group at Crufts 2009. As Graham has said, this is the third group of this Crufts so far. And the utility group, it is possible, can be argued, is probably the most diverse, with so many different types of dogs and breeds. In total here we have 24 breeds in the group today. The utility group is made up of the breeds, and the description denotes the breeds having several functions or uses. From companion dogs to guarding dogs. As we come to each of the individual best of breeds, you will understand why they have been grouped under the utility breed. He only works his way around now through the Kazon, the Apso, the miniature Schnauzer, the first of the three poodles, the toy poodle, the standard poodle, and the toy poodle. The Schipperke, the Schnauzer, or often referred to as the standard Schnauzer, the Shar Pei, Shih Tzu, Tibetan Spaniel, and finally the Tibetan Terrier. The first breed to be judged here now is the Akita. Overall entry of 138 from 130 dogs, judged by Mrs. H.M. Burke. Here the best of breed is the dog, Exhibit 8438. The Akita is the most popular breed in his native Japan, a large, upstanding, dignified dog. The Akita Inu, meaning large dog, traces its origins back many centuries to the polar regions where the Spitz-type dogs found their way to the northern mountainous area of Japan. The Akita emerged some 300 years ago and was developed originally as a fighting dog, but was diverted into hunting for black bear, wild boar, and deer. The Akita exhibit 8438. The first of the table dogs, the Boston Terrier. 89 entries from 84 dogs. The judge today, Mr. Terry Burgess. Best of breed, the bitch, 8608. The Boston Terrier is a real Yankee Doodle dandy and is one of the few breeds made in the USA. It was in 1893 that a mix of bull and terrier types produced the first pair of dogs which were to become the foundation of the Boston Terriers. He is good-tempered and a happy house dog, if a little boisterous. His short coat is easy to care for, and his sense of intelligence is highly developed. The Boston Terrier exhibit 8608. Here we have the Bulldog, 200 entries from 193 dogs, judged by Mr. Arthur Rowe. His best of breed in the dog, 8683. The Bulldog is one of the oldest indigenous breeds known as the national dog of Great Britain, and is associated throughout the world with British determination and the legendary John Bull. Used originally for bullbaiting, the Bulldog also fought its way through the dog foot, but after 1835 began to evolve into the shorter-faced squat version we now know. Then to the showroom in 1860, and the ensuing years saw a big personality change. He's moved to be dignified, humorous or comical, and he has many endearing ways. The Bulldog, exhibit 8683. Here we have the Canaan Dog, no CCs on offer for this breed. Judged today by Mrs. Jane Lilly. 15 dogs, an entry of 15. She found that her best of breed in the dog, 8835. A recent reintroduction to the United Kingdom, the Canaan Dog is generally accepted as the national breed of Israel. A few have been registered here in the past decades, but it's only in the last few years the breed has begun to be exhibited at our shows. This is one of the few breed exhibited here at Crufts which do not have Kennel Club certificates. He is an effective guardian dog, alert, versatile, and is of medium size, standing at 24 inches, 61 centimetres. Exhibit 8835, the Canaan Dog. Next we have the Chow Chow, judged by Mrs. Barley, an entry of 104 from 93 dogs, and her best breed in the exhibit 8890, a bitch. The Chow Chow's ancestry is attributed to China, where he was kept as a guard dog and was also used for hunting. He made his way to the United Kingdom sometime during the late 18th century. The Chow Chow has been known in China for upwards of 2,000 years and is related to Spitz dogs of the Nordic type, also containing something of the Mastiff. He is unique with his stilted movement and bluish-black tongue, and as you can see, his appearance is such that he cannot be mistaken for any other breed. The Chow Chow exhibit 8890. The Dalmatian, breed judged today by old stalwart of the breed, Mrs. Pat Kindersley. She had 230 entries from 213 dogs. Her best of breed in the bitch, 8988. The Dalmatian, a dog with a very distinctive appearance, being either black spotted or liver spotted. The spots standing out well onto the pure white background, the base coat colour. As a puppy, he is born white, making it possible to know whether he would be black or liver. The breed was very popular in Britain during the recent period and was known as the Canaan Dog. And he was used to run under or beside the wheels of the carriages. Also used to run ahead of the horse-drawn fire engines of London, earning himself the name the Firehouse Dog. Dalmatian 8988. French Bulldogs were judged by Mr. Hurstwaite, 138 entries from 134. Best of breed, the dog, 9241. A compactly built dog who, in spite of his name, is to believe to be at least partly of British origin. It is said that English lace makers took a toy bulldog type dog with them when they went to work in France and was mixed with the short-faced bull-baited dogs from other European countries. This new breed, the French Bulldog, first came to England around 1900, with the French Bulldog Club being formed in 1903. Very intelligent, always ready for fun, and has an affectionate disposition. The French Bulldog exhibit 9241. The first of the German Spitz dogs, the Klein, the smaller of the two, judged by Mrs. M.L. Manning, 95 entries from 85 dogs, with her best of breed dog 9358. The German Spitz Klein, the smaller of the two German Spitz varieties from show here today, introduced to the Kennel Club list of breeds. The German Spitz Klein should be measured between 9 and 11.5 inches or 23 to 29 centimeters. As his name implies, his origins lie in Germany. German Spitz, an independent character with a happy outlook on life. His harsh outer coat, coupled with his thick undercoat, insulates him against all types of weather. The first of the German Spitz, the Klein, exhibit 9358. On the table, the bigger version, the German Spitz Mittel, judged today by Mrs. Dyer, 85 entry from 73 dogs. Her best of breed in the bitch, 9415. The The second of the two varieties of Spitz, the German Spitz Mittel, being larger than the Klein, the Mittel stands between 12 and 15 inches, or 30 and 38 centimeters at the shoulder. The Mittel is identical in shape and characteristics to the Klein, and not a difficult breed to maintain as long as his grooming is regular and thorough. He makes an ideal pet, quite capable of living with old and young alike. And they come in an assortment of colours. The German Spitz Mittel exhibit 9415. Breed comparatively new to the United Kingdom is the Japanese Akita Inu. No CCs on offer here at Crufts. They were judged by Mrs. Burke, who had an entry of 25 from 24 dogs. The best of breed here, the dog, exhibit 9460. The Japanese Akita Inu originated in the Tohoku area of Japan, being the most northerly part of Japan in the district of Akita. It is believed to have been around for some 3,000 years, and records of this can be found well back in history. The breed was owned solely by the shogun, the imperial leaders, and was used to track game. A large, well-balanced Spitz breed, quite aloof yet docile and faithful, slightly longer than high, with distinctive tightly curled tail and markings. The Japanese Akita Inu exhibit 9460. The Japanese Shiba Inu, judged by Mr. Mulligan, 111 entries from 104 dogs. He found his best of breed in the dog 9542. The Japanese Shiba Inu is a relatively newcomer to the United Kingdom, arriving here from Japan. Shiba Inu literally means small dog. Shibas originated in the mountainous inland areas of Japan and were used as a hunting dog, mainly of ground game, but sometimes for larger game like wild boar and deer. He's a very alert dog and always gives the impression of being interested in everything going on around him. His size and thick, dense, short coat make him ideal as a pet. The Japanese Shiba Inu exhibit 9542. Now we have the Japanese Spitz. Judged today, Mr. Claire Coxall, with an entry of 98 from 90 dogs. Their best of breed in the dog, 9605. The Japanese Spitz is yet another of the growing number of Spitz breeds being seen in the United Kingdom. This is a lap-sized Spitz-type breed, descending from Nordic long-haired dogs. It was taken to Japan early in the 20th century, and after its arrival there, was bred and reduced to its size that may be seen here today. His startling white coat and bold, affectionate nature make him an attractive household pet. The Japanese Spitz exhibit 9605. Now we have the case hunt, judged by Mrs. R. Burgess. 97 dogs from an entry of 90, with best of breed the dog 9663. The case hunt is also known as the Dutch barge dog. Hazen takes his name from the Dutch patriot Cornelius de Geisler, who was nicknamed Tease. This dog became the symbol of the Dutch Patriot Party members. The Keeshund is a typical prick-eared, curly-tailed Spitz, full of activity and occasionally of noise. A good guard dog being quite capable of letting visitors know that their arrival has been detected, but then all too ready to greet them as long-lost friends. The Keeshund exhibit 9663. Now on the table we have the Lhasa Apso, judged by Mr. Keith Nathan. 215 dogs, entry given from 208, with best of breed in the dog 9876. This breed comes from Tibet, where many live in high altitudes and where the climate can be severe. The Apso is one of several eastern breeds to come to the west. The first arriving in Britain in the early 1920s, and were confused with other shaggy oriental dogs. They were labelled Lhasa Terriers. Later, a distinction was made especially between the Apso and the Tibetan Terrier, which is thought to have been behind the early Apsos. A breed club for the Lhasa Apso was established in Britain in 1933. As you can see, a Lhasa Apso in full coat is a most impressive sight. The Lhasa Apso exhibit 9876. Now we have the smallest of the schnauzers, the miniature schnauzer, judged by Mrs. S.M. Martin, from an entry of 163, 150 dogs. Her best of breed came from the dog exhibit number 10106. There are in fact three sizes of schnauzer: the miniature schnauzer seen here, the standard version, and the giant schnauzer. The miniature and the standard schnauzer being in the utility group, and the giant schnauzer being in the working group. The breed is derived from the schnauzer and is believed the Affenpinscher, and it originates in Germany. The breed's handy size makes this a popular town dog. They are robust, hardy, and agile. They are very alert and would always warn of the approach of strangers to their property. A daily groom with a wire glove and a comb keeps them in good shape. The miniature schnauzer exhibit 10106. We have the first of the poodles, the miniature poodle. judged by Mrs. J.M. Perrin, from an entry of 111 from 109 dogs. She found her best of breed bitch 10164. There are three sizes of poodle: the standard, toy, and of course here we see the miniature poodle. All three varieties of poodle have their country of origin listed as France. But Germany is believed to have been the actual home. The breed entering France with German soldiers. Poodles come in a wide range of beautiful solid colours. This profuse coat requires regular grooming, but on the plus side, the poodle's coat does not shed. The miniature poodle exhibit 10164. Next, the standard poodle, judged by Mrs. A.L. Rawlinson. 174 entry from 161 dogs. She found best of breed in the dog 10307. Here we see the standard poodle, somewhat larger than its miniature cousin and required to be over 15 inches, 38 centimeters high at the shoulders. A dog for the fashion conscious, his coat being clipped in many different styles. The most common being the lamb cut and the lion cut, which we see in the ring today. The coat styles being derived from those cut when the poodle was used for its job of work, being well established as a water poodle. The larger size of poodle was used by the French as a duck dog. The standard poodle exhibit 10307. Now we have the smallest of the three sizes, the toy poodle, judged by Miss A. Bradley. She had 137 entries from 127 dogs. The best of breed in the dog, 10384. The shape and characteristics of the toy poodle, just like his larger cousins. But his height and shoulder should be under 11 inches, 28 centimeters. These smaller poodles also had a job of work, and he understood they were used in their French homeland to sniff out truffles. The breed is generally known as clowns by nature and give amusement and devotion to owners. They are real dandies at heart, but his sporting and home-living instincts combine to make him the ideal companion. The toy poodle exhibit 10384. Schipperkes were judged by Mr. Roy Baker on an entry of 54 from 49 dogs. Best of breed was the dog 10553. The Schipperke is one of the smaller Spitz breeds. A very compact breed which originates from the canals of Belgium and Holland, where he guarded barges most efficiently. He has the ability to detect and deter strangers, which make him a very good house dog. The Schipperke, though associated with Holland and Belgium, comes from the province known as Flanders, where at one time the breed was extremely popular with shoemakers, and on Sundays they will be paraded out and about by the tradesmen. In 1690, the Schipperke had the first one-breed show put on by the Guild of Shoemakers. The Schipperke, exhibit number 10553. The second of the snouts, the standard schnauzer. Today's judge was Mrs. Sarah Hatterall. She had 64 entries from 59 dogs. Her best breed, the dog, 10556. Here we see the snout of the middle size of the Schnauzer family. A breed suitable for those who want something a little larger than the miniature, but not quite as large as the giant. A breed known in the USA as the standard Schnauzer. The home country for the Schnauzer is Germany, where the standard version was used for many roles: ratter, drover's dog, stock tender, and guard in the house and stable. He has a lively nature, a good house dog, a good guard dog, and enjoys obedience work. The standard snout exhibit 10556. Now we come to the Shar Pei. Another breed judged by Mrs. Jane Lilly today. She had an entry of 96 from 89 dogs. And her best of breed in the bitch, 10695. Devotees of this recently introduced native of China will tell you that the H in his name is not pronounced and there is no plural. One of the most distinctive features of the breed is the truly bristly feel to his coat, colour of which may be black, red, fawn cream. The inside of his mouth should be black in the darker varieties. The breed's original use was a hunter, a herder, and a guard dog. Guardian qualities prompted his owners to misuse the breed as a fighting dog. However, despite his frowning expression, he is blessed with an affectionate view of mankind. The Shar Pei exhibit 10695. Next we have the Shih Tzu, judged by Mrs. P.A. Brooke. Entry of 169 from 163 dogs. She found her best breed in the dog, 10738. The Shih Tzu has its roots in Tibet, but was developed in China, where dogs like these lived in the imperial palaces. The breed was first found its way to Britain, was not until 1931. Shih Tzu has a very distinctive concentric look to his head, which is brought about by the hair growing upwards on the bridge of the nose. His long coat requires regular attention, but is not difficult to keep in good order. A delightful companion and a happy dog to be part of any family. The Shih Tzu exhibit 10738. On the table, the Tibetan Spaniel. The breed should have been judged by Mr. Ellis Hugh, who unfortunately is ill. It's now being judged by Mr. Terry Nethercott. 171 entry from 160 dogs. Best breed in the dog, 10938. The Tibetan Spaniel was one of the first Tibetan breeds to reach Britain, coming here in around 1900. It was a breed favoured by Tibetan monks and was brought back to Britain by returning medical missionaries. This breed has a delightful temperament, a haughty expression. He's only too ready to let his hair down in a mad rush around the garden with friends and family. He likes company and exercise and makes a devoted family pet. Tibetan Spaniel exhibit 10938. And now to the final breed in this group of 24 dogs, the Tibetan Terrier. Judged by Mr. M.G. Davis, 223 entry from 199 dogs. He found best of breed the dog 11201. The Tibetan Terrier is the tallest of the Tibetan breeds. In spite of the terrier title to his name, this breed is not a terrier, but a herding dog, doubling as a guard for traders as they journey to and from Tibet to China. He succeeded in his job not so much by his size, but through the awe in which he was held. The Tibetan Terrier is believed to be the original holy dog of Tibet. The Tibetan Terrier, exhibit 11201. That concludes the initial judgment by our judge, Mr. Eddie Patterson. Now he will look down the line of dogs before he comes to any conclusion. The utility group, Crufts 2009, attracted 2,807 dogs. Patterson works his way around the dogs now. During the Spitz. Japanese Inu. Chinese Shiba Inu. Japanese Spitz. Occasional. The Lhasa Apso. The miniature Schnauzer. Miniature Poodle. And the standard Poodle. The toy Poodle, Schipperke, the standard Schnauzer, the Shar Pei, Shih Tzu, the Tibetan Spaniel, and finally, the Tibetan Terrier. Nelson will now shortlist the dogs he requires for further consideration. Starting with the Bulldog, the Dalmatian, the Shiba Inu, the Lhasa Apso, the Standard Poodle, the Schipperke, the Standard Schnauzer, and the Tibetan Terrier. Here we have 8 dogs for consideration. As the other dogs leave the ring, give them a big hand, please. All the dogs have left the ring, and we'll then look at the dogs and move them once again before he makes his final decision. First dog removed is the Bulldog. Exhibit 8683. Strong, powerful, easy action. Followed by the Dalmatian. Breed distinctive by its spotting. Exhibit 8988. The Japanese Shiba Inu. Exhibit 9542. The Lhasa Apso, exhibit 9876. The Standard Poodle, 10307. The Schipperke, exhibit 10553. The Standard Schnauzer, exhibit 10556. Finally, the last of the 8 finalists, the Tibetan Terrier, exhibit 11201. Only now doing his final assessment. The podiums have been brought out. Very soon we will know the winner of the utility group, Crufts 2009. I think a decision has been made, and it's the Standard Poodle. spot the Dalmatian. Red spot the Lhasa Apso. And in Group 4 we have the Tibetan Terrier. A big hand to the 4 unplaced dogs in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, please. Congratulations to the winners. And the awards for this group will be presented by, for Royal Canine, by Mr. Francois Demerge. The Managing Director of Royal Canine, who is escorted into the ring by the Chairman of Crufts, Mr. Eric Smethurst. Our thanks and appreciation to Judge, please, Mr. Ernie Patterson. As you'll see, the winner now is being interviewed by the well-known Mr. Peter Pers.
We are on. Mike, congratulations. I mean, I was talking to Frank just now whilst you were showing. This is, you reckon, the best dog you've ever had?
Oh yeah, actually, he's just such a fun dog to show, so apart from the other ones that we've had that I've liked, this is the greatest fun dog, believe me.
Well, I've been with your highly presented dogs, like the Afghan, up in Blackpool. You put them in the sea. Is this one going?
Yeah, they all do a lot of running. There's a lot of freedom involved in getting them to be joyous when you take them out, so there's it makes a little bit more extra work with the code, but it's worth it.
Congratulations. Our winner of the group, ladies and gentlemen.
Take you around the ring, a big hand of all, please, ladies and gentlemen.